All right, ladies and gentlemen, got a very, very special guest coming on the podcast with us today. This guy started out as an undrafted corner out of USC. Yes, the Trojans, but he has went on to have a very, very successful 7-year career. And I say thus far because this man is still going, man. His trajectory is crazy high. He's been with the Buffalo Bills where we were teammates together. Was with the LA Rams where he went on to play in Super Bowl 53. And he recently signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Without further ado, Nickell Robey-Coleman. What's good, bro?
What's good? What's good, baby? Not much, man. Just chilling, man. Thank you for having me on your show.
Nah, man, I appreciate you, man. So first off, how have you been handling this quarantine situation, man? I know this is nuts right now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. It's definitely a different switch up. But I'm just trying to, just trying to be resourceful as possible. Stay out the way, stay inside, stay around, my group of people, and just, lay low, man. Lay low as possible. I get my training in, but but for the most part, man, just staying inside, uh, and quarantining on the inside, and making sure I keep my 6 feet.
I can dig that, man. I like it, man. Now, this offseason, man, you signed with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. So just talk about what led to you signing with them.
Well, the Rams let me go back on the free agency market. I had an option with them, so they didn't pick up the option.
Hey, man, that's
And
their
so
loss. Just throwing it out there. Slot God don't play. Slot God don't play.
straight up, straight up. And so it was just a situation where I was back out on the market again, and Philadelphia was raving about me, and they said some good things about me, and I'm pretty familiar with Coach Schwartz,
Yeah, the
and his
reunited,
and his,
man.
right, and his scheme, and the way he do things, and just getting acclimated with the coaches, the new coaches, and everything like that. And so it's been a good feeling. I can't wait to get started officially. I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Philly, that's a new city, so can't wait to bring some new juice there.
I like it, baby.
How did this offseason and free agency work for you compared to prior years with this whole quarantine situation? So Philly, like you said, is raving about you and is interested. Did any other teams have interest, and what was your timeline in terms of picking a team, and how did you meet with them, and things like that?
Got you. It was a situation where it was just a lot of phone calls, people talking. We all just basically, negotiating. I had Minnesota. Minnesota reached out. Cleveland reached out. Who else reached out? Tampa. I spoke to Tampa a little bit.
Oh, Brady.
I talked to Houston. I talked to Houston a little bit. I talked to Dallas a little bit. So it was quite a few teams out there that was interested in me, but Philly uh, was more. Uh, they was building a rapport with me. They was
Mm.
making sure they was calling. They make sure just checking out the situation, see if I was still available, and we were just just feeling around and seeing what was best for me, and was best for my future. And Philly, they was they convinced me the most, and looking at their situation and what they had going on, I felt that I was like the best fit for their team, and me bringing what I can bring to the table, I know I can only make the team better.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And when you look at the fact that they were able to acquire you along with Darius Slade, Javon Hargrave, they're definitely doing some things on that defense that's gonna make them really tough next year, bro.
Yeah, they spicing it up. They spicing it up. So I can't wait to see what we're gonna get in the draft. I assume we'll get some offensive players in the draft. Uh, Figuring out that we went
Mm-hmm.
all defense for the offseason free agency. So I'm excited to see what we're gonna get in the draft. And man, we're gonna attack, man.
I like
Fly
it.
Eagles fly.
I like it, bro. Now, man, you went from being undrafted, like we talked about earlier, to one of the top slot corners in the game, man. So, what's been the biggest reason for your success?
Just playing at a high level, and being consistent. Consistently being a professional. Coming to work every day with a mentality of trying to be the best and wanting to win.
Mm.
I love winning. I don't I'm a sore loser, man. So when it comes to winning, I'm very passionate, and I love the game a lot. So when I'm going to work, man, I just keep my mindset like, man, I'm here to win. I'm here to play at a high level, and I just want to show my peers and my teammates that they can trust me, they can depend on me.
Nah, man. And honestly, you say that, but it's reflected in your work ethic, man. I know I was with you your rookie year, and you could see just then, man, the way you would come to work every day, dedicated, just hungry. And that's the thing that I feel like is a big reason also in terms of why you've been able to stick, man. Just being a humble cat that's not afraid to get his hands dirty and just go to work hard, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. My dad always told me, just be an ant, just keep your head down and just keep working. Hard work will pay off, and so I just always kept that in the back of my mind.
Now, I don't know if you've seen or at least heard the Howard Stern interview with Tom Brady, but one of the things he said, and this is a follow up to what Moats is talking about here, that whenever he was drafted or going into the draft to the NFL, he didn't have a plan B at all. He was just focused on football, did not have anything in the back of his mind. Could you say that was the same way for you? Did you have that same mentality, even being an undrafted rookie coming in? Maybe the chances of you making the team aren't that high compared to other guys. Were you just solely focused on being an NFL player?
Yes, I can definitely agree to that because I left school my junior year, so education wasn't the reason why I chose to I could have stayed my last year and got my degree and did all of that, and so I was like, no, I said, 3 years and I'm gone, and I don't care where I end up at. I just know that I belong in the league, and I always felt that way about myself. And so whenever I got that opportunity, and when I went undrafted, I was like, wow. So there's no other there was nothing else there was anything else to accomplish but being a starter, being a football player, being out there on the 53-man roster. And so another motivation had kicked in um, off the fact that I didn't have a plan B. So I put everything into plan A, and it worked out for me. It worked out for me. I went back and got my degree though. Whenever I got stable again, but for initially, there was no plan B for me because I couldn't turn back after I put my ballot in to go to the draft, to the combine. So from that point on, I was like, this got to work. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else can't go wrong at this point. I got to do this. So that's what sat heavy on my mind. Coming out into the draft.
What happened with the draft? Were you expected to get drafted?
To be honest, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I got a draft. My draft grade was third, fourth round. I had third, fourth round uh, draft grade, and I said, well, if I just do well, do my thing, I don't know what chips can fall either way. And as any kid growing up that want to go to the NFL, they want to get their name called on TV. And that's all I cared about. I just wanted to get my name called on TV. I just wanted to say Nickell going here. But I didn't get that opportunity. And so reality struck on me again, and I was just like, well, wow, like, all my life I just wanted to get my name called. So that didn't happen. So I was just like, man, I gotta go out here and I gotta have cold veins, I gotta go out here and, make sure I'll be a starter at least. I didn't get my name called, so I gotta come out here and ball out. I gotta come out here and just show the critics and show everybody what they missed out on.
Well, dog, I love it. Love it. Now,
yes, sir.
Now, man, you had one of the opportunities to play in a Super Bowl. I mean, we talk about guys play their whole careers, 10 years, never get that opportunity. You got the opportunity to play in Super Bowl 53. So just talk about what that whole experience was like for you.
Man, it was everything what I thought it would be. Growing up, I always wanted to go to a Super Bowl as well. Play in a Super Bowl, win or lose, I just wanted to be in the Super Bowl. And I got the opportunity, and it was everything what I thought it was. The hype, leading up to the game, everything that we did in between time, just being with your teammates, sharing moments, doing the media, and just having that attention that nobody else is having, while everybody else at home, you getting that special attention, man, and it felt so good. I can't even front. It was a good feeling.
That's dope.
if I could do it again, I would definitely do it again, and that's what I'm trying to do right now, obviously. But
Anything you would do different?
yes, yes. I would, what I would do different if I had another chance to go. I wouldn't be so energetic. I feel like I put so much energy. I put I put so much energy in every single day leading up to the game. To when I got to the game, I was like I was a little. I didn't feel the same because I had so much
Mm.
hype during the whole 2 weeks. That when I got to the game, I was kind of like, a little bugged out a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what I'm saying? All right, cool. All right, now we to the game. And I'm like, wow, I gotta play 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, you know, them 2 weeks building up. Everybody showing you love, media everywhere, people just everywhere, hotel rooms, people just everywhere, and you just trying to give your time to people and everything like that. So if I would have went again, if I would go again, I'm gonna lock myself up in the room. And I'm gonna just chill. And when I get out there on the game, I'm gonna ball out, and then I do everything else after the game.
I
After we
like it.
win, I do everything else. But that's what I change. That's what I change for sure.
Gotcha. Now, obviously, you played against Brady in the Super Bowl. Now, I'm curious, as the slot corner, is there a specific quarterback or quarterbacks that you find hardest to go up against? Is it simply just, Brady, Rogers, Breeze, those guys? But is it different as a slot corner? Is there someone that maybe we wouldn't be thinking of?
Russell Wilson.
Mm.
Because he's a scrambler, and he loved to throw the ball between the hashes, and he loved to throw the ball inside the numbers. And so like he loves to throw like to his tight ends, his slots. And so, with that being said, he's gonna put the ball in tight spots, and he's gonna scramble around, and his receivers work so well with him because they already know he's gonna scramble. So it's like, instead of covering for 3-4 seconds, now you gotta cover for 8 seconds, 7-8 seconds now. So like it's hard to cover somebody for that long. And so that's what I hate the most about, um other than the other goats like Tom Brady and all those guys. Not saying that Tom can't scramble, but Russell Wilson, that's what he's known for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so he can extend plays and make off schedule throws, and which can be very tiresome to a defense.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Is there a toughest receiver?
Um, the toughest receiver I went against was Jarvis Landry.
Mm.
Um, he's a dog in the slot, and he go hard, he block hard, he's strong. He's aggressive when he needs to be. High energy, big motor. So he was like, even from the days of when we would just go at it, when he was in Miami and I was at Buffalo, we used to go at it a lot in the slot. And I still have that same respect for him. I went against him last year, when we played against Cleveland, and he did some good things. And so um, he's a tough guy, and I like the way he plays.
Respect, respect. Now,
Yeah.
you mentioned this earlier, man, in 2019, where you went back to USC to finish up your undergrad degree. So just talk about what was the inspiration behind that?
My mom. I made a promise to my mom,
Respect.
that I was going to get my degree, and after I signed to USC, 2 weeks later she passed away. But
Mm.
when I signed that day, she just said, "Promise me that you're gonna get your degree." She's like, "I know you're pretty good at football, and you could do some special things, but I was, just promise me you're gonna get your degree." And I promised her, I was going to get my degree, and I was going to finish school, and not be a statistic
Mm-hmm.
to society, and actually, have a footprint out here in the real world. And so I did that, and man, that was a monkey lifted off my back. I thought the Super Bowl was something, but getting that degree, that was like the highlight of 2019 for
Oh,
me.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, when I got my degree, it was a dope situation. It
That's
was cool.
awesome. And major respect to you too, man, for that, because it's not easy to go back to school, especially when you've had success in the NFL and have started
It's
getting
not
the money, man. That's crazy
right.
tough to do, bro.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, man. Even the professors, they was even like,
Yeah.
well, they didn't know what to say to me. They was just like, well, yeah, nice to have you. Thanks for coming to class. And I was like, all right, cool. Like just make sure you pass me.
Right. Oh man.
Now, I was reading an ESPN article related to that story with your mom passing whenever you were, I think it was 17, right? And then your son passed away too shortly after he was born.
Yes.
Your quote was, "It's a beautiful storm you can't really describe. It's ugly, but it's great. It hurts, but it feels good." Can you explain that? How you find I guess, the beauty and I guess the happiness in those type of situations?
Yes. What I meant by that is like a a beautiful storm, a beautiful nightmare. Was what I was trying to like basically depict. Basically saying that it's like a blessing in disguise.
Mm.
Things happen to you, and you don't quite understand what's going on, and you got to keep living life, and you keep going through life, and keep overcoming obstacles. And then once you get to the other side, you realize how strong you have become, how more resilient have become, how much of a man you have become. And you would never did it without those impactful current events happening to you. At that time, like when my son passed, I was like, it hurt it so much, but it made me more of a better father. It made me a better man.
Mm.
Moving on, moving forward. So now I cherish my kids even more. I'm more grateful for my kids. I pay more attention. I'm more aware of what's like the involvement in their life. Even with my mom, like when I lost my mom, that's why I always tell anybody that got a mom, like, love your mom, man. Like, you just don't know, like, she can leave any day, realistically. And it's just like, when those type of things, when somebody else don't have them, and they wish if I could swap somebody for a day just with a mom, like,
Mm.
I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And so that made me more that right there made me more stronger as a man. It made me care about my sister more, and how and what she sees. It made me care about how my cousins look at me from a standpoint, and I got to be a example to them, because if I crumble or fall, then they gonna feel just as weak. So I got to make sure that I stay strong, and I got to make sure that I overcome, and not just that, learn from it, and catapult myself to another level,
Mm.
and that's all I wanted. That's all what I meant by it. And it just made me a better person. That's why I was like, man, it's a bittersweet, like, wow, I wish my mom can see what her son has become
Mm.
today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just that's what I really meant by
Yeah.
it. In the standpoint, in a certain way, that's what I meant by it.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing.
No doubt, man. And definitely sorry for your losses too, man. But that's deep right there, bro.
Man, appreciate it, man. No problem, man. No problem. We all have our ups and downs, but I just keep my head strong, just pray, and just make sure, God keep my mind.
Absolutely, bro. Now, on a lighter note, man, you were part of one of the most talked about controversial plays in NFL history, I feel like, bro. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. And for those that don't know, we're talking about the NFC Championship game versus the New Orleans Saints, the no call, PI, no PI, whatever it was.
Yes, yes.
Man, just talk about how you handled that moment and everything that's come with it.
Oh man, when I tell you that was that was the craziest time of my life. So when that happened, um, it was the the crowd was going. It was ecstatic. It was
Yeah.
crazy. The crowd was going nuts, and the only thing I could think about is, if now that I look at the play, I wish I would have turned around. I wish I would have turned around, but at that time, I could not turn around. So man, I just hit old boy, man, and like for a split second, I looked at the referee. The referee like literally looked me dead in my eyes, and like I was just like, oh Lord, he finna throw the flag. And then next thing you know, he's just waving incomplete. I was like, oh Jesus. I was like, oh man, I can't believe this happened. So like I was shocked, and so I went back to the sideline, and everybody was like, wow, I can't believe they didn't throw a flag. I was like, I can't believe it either. And it was just it was crazy, man. And so after the game, well, even before after the game, like fans was just talking crazy to me, and then like after the game, people was DMing me, man. I had like over a thousand.
Oh
I
my
had over a
gosh.
thousand DMs on my Instagram. I had over 2,000 messages on Facebook,
Yo, that's crazy.
uh, like just messages.
Oh
And so like
man.
my followers went from, at first I had like 50,000 followers, and after that I had like 100,000 followers. After that, like my followers went up overnight. I was like, wow, this is. And then like the media got a hold to it, and that when it was over. That one is over. They blew it up, and it was definitely different. I was just like, what have I done? I was just like, what have I done? And everybody was just, my teammates was like, you got us to the Super Bowl.
Hey, no question.
Like great, like we went to overtime, and then Drew Brees threw that interception. We kicked the field goal, called it a day. And man, so that whole 2 weeks after the leading up to the Super Bowl, man, I was going through all that, man. Even when I got to the media thing in the Super Bowl, like crowds and crowds of people was all around me, just asking me about that same play. Everybody asked me 100,000 questions in this just the same way, but in different words. So I ended up kept saying the same thing every single time. I
Yeah.
was like, y'all all asking the same question.
I just read something that you've watched that play 4 to 5,000 times. Is that true?
I watched it over 1,000 for sure, but
Oh
I
my
probably been a
gosh.
little over because I was really trying to see like what was going on, because they would say there was a lot of things going on, because they were like it was holding during the play. It was, let's say the O line was holding. They said
O-line holds every play, man.
right, exactly. They said the ball was tipped. So I'm looking at every single angle that I could possibly look at to see if, like, am I the real cause of this play.
Oh man.
And man, and when I kept looking at it, I was like, man, Nickell, just hang it up. You was the cause of this whole play. We could blame it on all this other stuff, but in the media, they got you or ESPN smacking somebody in midair.
And they end up finding
So,
you for that too, right?
yep, I got fined for it.
Oh
Yep,
man.
I got fined for it. And that was for no reason. Cause I was
Right.
like, well, so they went from pass interference to head to head. I'm like, wait, hold on, am I getting fined for pass interference?
It's
They're like,
crazy.
nah, you hit him head to head. And I was like, head to head. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna even say anything because this is bogus. Like this is bogus.
Hey, I
Like,
looked at it. I said, man, they gave you the James Harrison treatment. They said, you know what? We can't get him for this. We're gonna find him for this. And then they find you
right,
again in the Super Bowl. I was like, yo, this is
yeah,
crazy.
yes. And that was a get, even I thought that was a get back call. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a get back call, because that was a simple screenplay, and I made a simple tackle.
Right.
It was literally a simple tackle, and they made that one a whole ordeal as well. So I was just like, man, y'all got it. I ain't got nothing to say. Y'all got it.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But hey, like I said, man, for you though, you got your Super Bowl appearance out of it, and yeah,
right.
you definitely became an overnight celebrity, man. Like it blew you up crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like I was trending. It was definitely overnight for sure. It was definitely
I
overnight.
like it, man. Now, before I let you go, man, we always ask our guests this one question right here, man. So just tell us about your welcome to the NFL moment.
Whew. Um, Man, let me go back real quick. Oh yeah. Rookie year, we played the Panthers, and we was going against yeah, we was playing against the Panthers,
Steve Smith,
and
D'Angelo
yep,
Williams, yeah,
yes,
in Buffalo.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep, in Buffalo. And man, it was a chippy game.
Yeah.
I'm talking about real trash talking. I'm talking about like going at it. I'm talking about like going at it. And I was just seeing how intense Steve Smith played, and I was just like, wow, like he really got a lot of sleep at night because he's talking and running and catching. That's a lot of energy.
Bro,
And
every
he's like,
play. Every play.
you know how that is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, like that is crazy how up much of a high level that he, you know what I'm saying, that he was playing at. And then when he was blocking me, he was just basically digging me out the dirt, basically. I was just like, oh my God. And then he was just calling me little boy and calling me like, he's like, you ain't bigger than my son. I got a dog bigger than you. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just like, you know, he was just giving it to me, you know what I'm saying? But Leotis, you know, he was following him around for the most part. But when he went in the inside, you know, I had to guard him sometimes, and like his blocking was just crazy, and how strong he was, and he was just a dog, man. And I think Steve Smith gave me my official welcome. Him and Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald blocked me so far out of bounds. He blocked me so far out of bounds. I was like, oh my God, like what is this? This dude is a freaking. This dude not human. Like I was trying to break his. You know how you try to like break off. It wasn't going anywhere. Like it was like, and it was solid. It was solid. I'm like, what is wrong? He can't be normal.
Hey, bro, and Larry's a big dude. People forget, like, Larry is not a little receiver, man.
No, man. Larry is huge, man. Larry is so huge. And that's I think Steve Smith and Larry Fitzgerald gave me my welcome to the NFL, man. They blocked me. They dug me out, man. Yeah, they dug me out. Yeah, you see, I'm not even talking about routes right now.
Right.
I'm talking about blocking.
Blocking.
Yeah, I'm just talking about blocking. Like they so physical on the perimeter. It was crazy. So they gave me my welcome to the league, man, and they made me realize, like, do I really want this? Like, do I really want this NFL shit? Like,
got you talking to yourself.
Yeah. Like, how much do you really want it? Like, you say you want it, but how much? Like, are you willing to really go out there and really sacrifice for real, like these boys doing? So it really made me question myself for a split second, and I was just like, you know what? I got to get my ass in the weight room, and I will never let that happen again. Anybody else, it's not happening. It's not happening. Like, no, it's not happening. No deal.
Major respect, man.
Straight up, man.
I can't say this, man. Ever since that game and since following your career, man, you've definitely stepped up in a huge way, man, and continue to be on a crazy high trajectory, bro. So definitely keep doing it, man.
Appreciate it, Moats, man. I appreciate that.
No doubt, man. We appreciate you coming on the show,
man.
Stay
Appreciate
safe
it.
out here. Do your thing next year, man, with Philly, man. All love.
All love, baby.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right, man.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.